So, we flew down to Pomona. We flew over to San Bernardino. And now we're navigating and making our way back to Compton.
Okay, guys, so the last time we were here, of course, we start working on the ask question and getting effective answers. That was with the AI assistant. Now I want us to start working on the mock simulated check ride. This is where I started having a lot of problems when I was building this. And so we have to go in and make some changes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this right here. And I'm going to go down. And we're going to start the next component. Mock simulated check ride. And I already started working on this, so the app, for the most part, knows exactly how it should sound and look. So I'm going to move you guys out the way. Mock simulated check ride. Okay, so things that it already does. It asks you questions. It asks you what kind of questions that you want to focus on. Then asks you what kind of questions that you're going to focus on. It opens up and introduces itself. Now, I like this only for the first time. The problem I'm having now is every time that I test this, every time you go back, it's going to do the same thing over and over again. And I don't think we need to have the full introduction every time we go back. So this is a thing that I would like to change. Boom. Also, another thing that I noticed is that it will ask the same questions. So I want to make sure that it's mixing up the flow of questions that we get. Don't always ask the same questions the same way. Maybe we need to create some type of algorithm that mix and randomizes the type of questions that'll be answered. So the conversation flow is kind of off. It speaks, then allows me to speak. It responds, and then it cuts off. Before that, it would speak and it would allow me to respond, but it wouldn't comprehend what I would say. So we have to figure out how to keep the AI agent in idle to listen to what we say and respond. Um, and I'll show you guys in a second what I mean. Okay, so listen to our response, comprehend it, and respond, or move to the next question. This also means correcting questions, correcting us when we need help or we don't know the answer. And what else with this do we need to do? Also, yeah, in the chat, that first message is duplicated, and we need it to not duplicate the question. I mean, the first prompt or whatever. All right, perfect. So let's go to the voice coach. We're gonna test this bad boy out. Um, let's go to radio communications, flight planning, emergency procedures in airspace. And I'm gonna act like I don't know anything. All right. Um, Yes, I'm ready. Okay, so um, the different airspaces are um, Alpha Class A, B, C, D, and E. And the minimums, the way I remember minimums are Cessna 152. So 1,000 above, 500 below, um, and what 2,000 horizontally, and 1 statute mile. I mean, and 3 statute mile visibility. Okay, so you see it's an idle, but it's not picking up my response. And the only way to continue is if I just end the session. So, hey chat, so I'm going to talk to Lovable and tell them that we have some prompts. And also, that question was an airspace question. It was not a radio communication question. So it's asking me the same questions no matter what we pick. And also, we need to make sure the questions are specific for the categories. So I'm going to leave a little note for myself. Okay, boom. So the question that we're given need to be specific to the specific category. Horrible spelling. It'll pick it up. Specific category that is selected, if selected. And then also we need to make sure the questions are not this the same order every time we have a check wrap prep section. Now, the other thing about this is that we'll probably have to continue to train this. So that means coming up with different questions, different scenarios, in ways we ask questions to help feed this machine so it can start to develop and create stuff on its own. So I'm going to move you guys over to the side a little bit, and then we're going to start working on. We're going to plug this in to Lovable, and then we're going to tell Lovable we have a problem. We want them to fix it, and we want to ask how we're going to fix it. And we're going to do this in the chat version, right? So that we can see the prompt or the style that Lovable plans to solve the problem. If we see any problems there, then we're going to fix it or change the game plan. Boom. Now let's see what they decide. Okay, so the first thing they're thinking about is a smart question management system. I do like that. Session state management, improve conversation flow, enhance the voice conversation state management, refactor it, of course. AI examiner, personality enhancement, more adaptive, add logic from for providing hints to an answer. Um, Greeting system, fix the duplicate greeting. Uh, Integrate the topics that heavily in the Facebook, enhance the features, adjust the questions, sessions, stuff like that. Okay, cool. I like it. Let's implement the plan. And again, we're just building an MVP, so we just want to get this to a state that's operable, that we can actually sell this to someone. And then from there, we'll just start refining and making subtle changes and making it better. It doesn't have to be perfect right now because as our users begin to use it, we'll make it better based on them using it. And we already have a few students from my flight school that are CheckRide ready. And so this will be just an added bonus or two that we can give them free access to use it. And then give us feedback so that we can start making changes, so we can actually get the MVP out to people. Boom, doing the question management. This may take a little bit of time. And then also, I do want you guys to know that I do have a database. So the database is built with GitHub. So I've added a bunch of information on the back end about, check rides, the plane, pilot operating handbook, things like that. So I'm constantly adding information here that I want the system to know. And then my authentication is and everything is built with Supabase. So I just wanted to share a little bit so that you have a better understanding of how we operate. And so authentication is done two ways. You can create a regular username and password, or we have it authorized to work with Google. So I took some time to set that up. This is all not stuff that you have to see now, but I could go back and show you how it all works if this is something that you're actually interested in. And when I started building this out, the most important thing is to get your authentication done first, because with Lovable and platforms like this, trying to add an authentication on the back end causes a lot of problems. So we wanted to knock that out immediately. All right, so it's done, which is good. So what we're going to do is we're going to test it out first. We want to see, first off, we're going to see what they did. So some more questions they created that enhance conversation flow, user experience improvement, skip create preference system for skipping introduction. Cool, I like that. Question now, prefer select the category, and then real-time session analytics, progress tracking, difficult typing. Okay, let's end this session. Start voice session. See, this is the problem that we have. Okay, boom. So what I'm basically telling them is I had this voice session that started, but I need to announce that it's actually starting. Uh, and also, I got a error code. What's the problem? We're gonna chat it out. So let's see. So um, for the first person of that, they're taking a look at the AI API error. And so what it's basically saying is the problem is that it's with the voice examiner stream. And so typically it calls out for like that prompt or introduction heading, but it's not working properly. So look at the conversation flow, check if it's running a user, blah, 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 current greeting. Uh, it's a full introduction. Returning user won't have to use the system recently. We get a welcome back. And then returning users will use it to continue. Okay, cool, cool, cool. My plan to fix this. For the session start announcement, greetings. For the session transition. Okay, looks perfect. and it's gonna fix it. So first it identified the problem. Now it's giving us a solution. And I looked through this already, just so for the sake of time, we're gonna and hit air handling, login, cool. Index. Okay, cool. Like it. Okay, so we're gonna implement this plan. Then after we implement this, we're gonna refresh it and we're gonna see if it works again. Now, this was the most difficult component I had when I was creating this thing because I had to plug in different pieces to then make the voice work. Because originally, when I had this, it sounded like an horrible robot Decepticon. Then I had to go to like ChatGPT, 11 Labs, pull voice modules from different places and plug it in. Then from there, I had to start feeding it information and training it how to ask specific questions based on the knowledge that exists out there, creating different questions, lists of questions um, in modules. And then now I have like the flow dynamic of like my past check ride prep stuff. So I need to go back, edit those, read it, make sure we didn't say anything crazy during these things, and then feed it back in here to constantly develop and help train this machine. So it looks like it's done. Cool. Let's fix this. Let's see how it works. Loading. Federal regulation, navigation, chart reading. This one's really hard because I don't have any charts. Human factor. Yes, I'm ready. Oh, in order to carry passengers, you need to be current. And here we go. This is not working. Okay, so we still get that same duplicated introduction. We also, in the chat or the text, we also get the same introduction, even though we already been here. It is also not picking up on my response to the actual check ride questions. Where are we having the problems? How do we fix it? Chat. And if we can't fix this on this go around, I'm gonna have to come back because I have clothes that I have to pack. I have a trip tomorrow morning. So investigate the current issue, the voice conversation. I need to examine the combination, flow, how the messages are being handled. Now let me check the speaker recognition to help understand. Uh, It says it's being idle. No, so I just realized we need somewhere to pause our session. And so we need a place where we can pause it if we need more time to respond and continue. Okay, and I'm going to add this to the list of problems too. Half these videos are going to be just me editing my grammar and typing. But that's the magic of editing. Nope, 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 nope. And I'm going to go back and add this to our prompt or our notes. Okay, so boom. So now it's starting to tell us some stuff. So false idle state problem. The issue is the voice conversation. When the system says it's idle, it should automatically start listening, but the logic is flawed. The auto listening mechanism after speech completion has a race condition. Missing pause and resume function, speech recognition, state management issues, conversation flow, comprehensive fix the idle auto listening. Add pause and resume function, enhance, take a break. I like that. Acknowledge greetings. Yes, ready, pause. Better error recovery. Got it. So I want to implement this plan. Let's do it. Now let's implement a pause, idle, stay, pause, apply. Okay, use study plan. Oh, it's still going. Okay, so hi Alex. I'm ready to get started. I'm ready to get started. I'm ready to get started. Hey Alex, I'm ready to get started. So this is clearly going to be a longer problem than than I thought. So what we do, we're just going to stop here. We're going to pause, and I'm going to figure this out, and we're going to come back another day because we need this to work properly. We need this to be able to listen, answer questions, and do everything as in a natural flow of a conversation. And clearly, that's not doing that right now. So Rome wasn't built in one day, and we'll come back another day and we'll solve that problem. Until next time, have a good one, guys.